Hi, it's Joanna, and I'm here to hopefully convey something that might be helpful to people, and that is that we're really in uncharted territories here. It's very frightening, and it is very unstabilizing to everyday life, isn't it? I certainly know that I am feeling it big time. One of the things that happens when we lose things that identify us in our everyday lives. For example, our car, the drive that we take to work, where we get our food, our job, particularly, of course, our interactions with friends. When all of that has been taken away, there's sort of a mind game that happens with our identity because even though it sounds nice to have all of our identity linked with our spirit, um, most of us also link our identity with things that we do in the external world. And when that's taken away, that's a very big loss. And the resulting emotion, although most people do not identify it such, is grief. As a grief specialist, I'm robustly familiar with grief and its parameters and its manifestations. And grief obviously is about losing somebody who has died, whom we have loved or liked, losing somebody meaningful to us, but also grief, which is largely unrecognized by many, is the loss of anything meaningful to us. That can be a relationship. A job loss. It can be many, many, or even little tiny things. You lose your certain cup of coffee that you like every day, and that can occasion a little mini episode of grief, believe it or not. However, what we're facing today is big stuff. This is a hard time. And as we are suddenly enclosed in our houses, we need to realize that many of the emotions we experience are grief and address them as such with gentle kindness so that we can stay healthy. Because the stress of grief, the stress of all of this, can make us unhealthy. It can make us vulnerable even more than ever to encroaching illness. Bottom line, we want to stay healthy, so we need to also address our stress levels. And one of the ways of doing this is to address the idea that what we're feeling to a large extent is grief over the loss of everyday things that mean something to us. Those who are experiencing this typically are very spacey, distracted, your thoughts are truncated, you're just not with it. I've been that way for a couple of weeks now, and I'm okay with that. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Another thing is exaggerated moods. I need to plug in my computer here. Yikes. Here we go. There we go. Exaggerated moods. You can be extra happy, extra worried, extra sad, extra angry. Your moods might be exaggerated more than normal. You can be, one of the very typical examples of grief is fatigue. Even if you're getting enough sleep, which most of us are not, grief is very fatiguing to the system. Again, it has to do with stress physically affecting us. We all know that stress brings on illness. This is what this is. So understand and be gentle with yourselves about this emotional reaction to everything that's happening. You can be also saddled with anticipatory grief, which is grief expecting loss in the future. That's a really easy one to go to right now. I certainly feel it myself. And again, it makes us spacey, inefficient. You're very inefficient, probably tremendously less productive than you usually are. That is okay. Let it happen. Please be gentle with yourself. Recognize it for what it is. This is your system and your emotional makeup adjusting to this crisis and to something we've never, ever known before. So allow these irregularities. In the education of your children at home, same thing. Don't expect perfection at once. Impossible. Utterly impossible. The main thing to let them know is the sensation of love and security within family. It's not going to matter. They're going to make it out. We'll make it out. We'll adapt. We'll figure it out. But for right now, inefficiency is sort of the name of the game. And if you allow that without putting extra pressure on yourselves, you will remain more healthy. Understand the grief of these little losses. God, I can talk about so many that I miss. I miss my tacos de carnitas at my local taqueria. I miss getting together at the jazz jam with my friends. I miss seeing so many people. Yeah, I mean, there's a big lot of loss here, and I don't even work anymore in a regular job. I can't imagine having lost that also. These are big losses. Allow yourself the adjustment to it, which is a clunky, clumsy time. And I guess that's about all I want to say. Please, please be kind to yourself and to those around you. They are also in this same thing, so figure out how to gently remove yourselves from each other if you can, even if that's putting in earbuds. Okay, that's it. I send my love to everybody. Bye.